Hello students, in today's session we are going to learn chapter number 2, fractions and decimals for class 7th. So in this session we are going to learn how to compare the two fractions. As we know that the fraction is a part of whole. So if this figure is given and these two squares are divided into 8 equal parts as shown in this figure, and from this first figure we observe that 7 parts out of 8 parts are colored, and in the second square 6 parts out of 8 parts are colored. So the fraction for the shaded part we can say for first figure is 7 upon 8, and fraction for the shaded part in the figure number 2 we can say 6 upon 8. Now tell me which figure is more shaded. Correct. The figure which is shaded with the yellow color. Your answer is correct. That figure is shaded with yellow color is more shaded. So here by observing easily we can find out which fraction is greater. Now we will solve this and give the answer that which fraction is greater. So 7 by 8 and 6 by 8. As we have to compare these two fractions, so first we have to observe the number of parts in each figure, that is 8. Here also 8. So here when the number of parts are equal, then only we can compare. So the 8, that means 7 upon 8, and in 6 upon 8, 8 is in the denominator position. So that shows when we have to compare the two fractions, first we have to observe the denominators are same. If the denominators are same, then only we can compare the two fractions. So here the comparison between only the numerators. So the numerator in 8 by 7 is 7, and the numerator in the fraction 6 by 8 is 6. So tell me 7 or 6, which is greater? Yes, we can write 7 is greater than 6. So here the sign which we have to place between these two fractions is 7 upon 8 is greater than 6 upon 8. Let's consider one more example. Here this hexagon, as it has 6 sides, so this name of the figure is hexagon. Now here the hexagon is divided into 12 parts. Again easily we can understand that which figure is less shaded. So again in these two fractions 11 upon 12 and 4 upon 12, which is smaller. So here by the second figure we get the fraction for the shaded part is 4 upon 12, and from the first figure we get that fraction of the shaded parts in this figure is 11 upon 12. As in this example we have done with the numerator, that numerator is equal or not in both the fractions. So here we compare. See, the denominators are same but the numerators are not. That means the denominators are same, then only we can compare the two fractions are equal or not. That means how many parts are there in the figures. This is important for the comparison of two fractions, as we get that denominator is equal. That means both figures are divided into same number of parts. So only we have to compare between the numerator, that is 4 and 11. Now tell me which is less, 4 or 11? 4, yes. So we can say 4 is less than 11, or we can say 11 is greater than 4 also. So between these two fractions, 11 upon 12 and 4 upon 12, which is less? So now we can say 4 upon 12 is less than 11 upon 12. Okay. Now this is the case when the denominators are same in both the fractions. Now what about if the denominators of the fractions are not same? Let us consider the figure. This figure, how many parts are there? Correct, 3. And how many parts are shaded with red color? 2. So what is the fraction of this figure? 2 by 3. Or here, how many total parts in the second figure? 4. And number of shaded parts? 3. So for the first figure, we can write number of parts shaded. So that means fraction for the shaded part is 2 by 3 here, and in this figure fraction of shaded part is 3 by 4. Now observe here, the denominator position, this number is 3, whereas in the second fraction the denominator position, this number is 4, and 3 and 4 are not equal. So how can we compare now? So how can we understand which one is larger or which one is smaller? So question arises how to compare the fractions when the denominators are not same. So for this, as earlier I told that you have to observe the denominators are same or not. When the denominators, that means number of parts in the fractions in the place of denominator are same, then only we can compare the two fractions. So here when the denominators are not same, so we have to make the denominators same by LCM of the denominators. So let's take the LCM of denominator 3 and 4. So LCM of denominator 3 and 4, that is the product of 3 and 4, as both the numbers has no common factor. So the product of these two numbers is only the LCM, that means least common multiple. So 12 is the LCM of the denominators 3 and 4. So now what we will do, we will make the denominator 3 of the fraction 2 by 3 as 12, and the denominator 4 of this fraction 3 upon 4 is 12. So how we will make? Let's do it. 2 by 3, this 3 we have to make as 12. So by multiplying 3 with 4, only we can get the denominator is 12. So if we have to multiply the 4 in the denominator position, so we have to multiply 4 with the numerator also. So 2 by 3 multiply 4 by 4 makes the denominator equal, that is equals to fraction 2 by 3, we can write now 8 upon 12. Similarly, take the denominator 4 for the second fraction 3 by 4. Now this 4, when we multiply this 4 by 3, then we get the denominator is 12. So when multiplied the denominator by 3, this numerator also multiplied with the number 3. So 3 into 3 is 9. Now we have the two fractions, 2 by 3 becomes 8 upon 12 and 3 by 4 becomes 9 by 12 with the same denominators 12. Okay, then now we can compare the two fractions. only we have to compare the digits or numbers which are in the place of numerator. Here we are getting the numbers are 8 and 9. So we have to compare in both fractions the numerator 8 and 9. Now tell me which one is less, 8 or 9? So we can say 8 is less. Okay. So we can say 8 upon 12 is less than 9 upon 12. And 8 upon 12 from where we are getting? By 2 upon 3. So in this case 8 upon 12 is nothing. It is equals to 2 by 3. And 9 upon 12 we are getting from this fraction 3 by 4. So here we can say 2 by 3 is less than 3 by 4. Or when the question asking which number is larger, so we have to say 3 upon 4 is greater than 2 upon 3. That meaning the answer for this figure, that 2 upon 3 is less than 3 upon 4, or 3 upon 4 is greater than 2 upon 3. So by observing the denominators, we can compare the two fractions. If the denominators are equal, then only which number is greater in the numerator place, that we have to write, and we can compare the fractions.